Okay, so once again, this is the club secretary training, and today I am Lion Denise Kelly, and this is Lion Yvonne Cantola. We have, the district is broken up to, with leadership in the cabinet. Our district governor is Cindy Zhang, who I'm sure you have met. Our first vice district governor is Jimmy Ness. He will probably be governor next year. And you met Lion, second vice district governor Mariah, walking around checking everyone in, and she just walked in the door, so she's here again.
Hi.
We also have what is known as a global action team, which is the officers in the cabinet that help the governor with various aspects of the organization. So for example, the leadership aspect is PDG Mario, that's past district governor Mario, who was responsible for putting these trainings together. Past district governor Dr. June Valera is membership, which is to help keep the clubs keep their members, so that's retention. Past district governor John Huey helps support our service programs, and past district governor Esther Lee is the person who helps with getting new clubs and new members started. So as I said earlier, I am Lion Denise Kelly, the cabinet secretary, and Lion Yvonne Cantola is the executive director. And we'll be happy to send you a copy of this PowerPoint at the conclusion so that you have all of this information. Lions Clubs International does a really good job in getting information out if you ask for it. So there is an ebook that you can get online at lionsclubs.org for how to be what LCI expects of a secretary.
The book's also available in Chinese.
It's available in almost
And
every
a lot of
language.
languages.
So this is how our district and Lions are broken down. At our level, there are 60 different clubs in San Mateo County, San Francisco County, and the city of Palo Alto that are grouped into 6 different regions with 14 zones. And as of yesterday, there were 1,830 Lions in our district. Now, when we say San Francisco, San Mateo, and Palo Alto, that's where the clubs are based, not necessarily where people live. People live all over the place. There are 14 districts making up the state of California. You can see in that map. You can see that C4, which is us, is a little tiny district, but we have the most members. So the San Francisco Bay Area, for those of us that live there, we know how packed it is with people. So there are 649 clubs in California. So we're doing pretty good with having 60 of them, with 17,235 Lions. Constitutional area is one that has always kind of confused me, because it's the United States and affiliates in the Caribbean islands, which to me is kind of bizarre because Canada's not part of it and Mexico's not part of it, so it's just kind of crazy. So there's 9,800 clubs and there's 263,000 Lions. Then internationally, which is I think the only country that we cannot get a Lions Club, is still Vietnam. Otherwise, we have, I think, pretty much all the countries covered, with over 50,000 clubs and 1.4 million Lions. LCI, Lions Clubs International, has an initiative to have 1.4 million Lions by the end of 27. So if you know someone who'd like to be a Lion, have them come join the fun. Now, this is a little bit more difficult for most people. This is acronyms, and these are things that we use that confuse people because they have no idea what we're talking about. So you'll notice earlier when we were talking about the district governors and the breakdowns, I said past district governor, but I had PDG written on the slide. We use these acronyms and we try not to use them when we're talking to people that are relatively new to the organization, but at the same time, there's a lot of long-term Lions who still don't know what they mean because they come up every time that the Lions International comes up with a new program, we get a new acronym. So these are just some of them. And as I said, we endeavor to not use them, but we're not as good at it as we'd like to be. This is the club structure. It's a little tough to read on this PowerPoint, but basically it tells you that, you've got a board of directors, you've got a president, you've got all those positions. But in my opinion, the club secretary is the most important because we are the glue that holds everything together and we are responsible for the communication within the club. So to me, that makes the secretaries the most important ones. Has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a secretary. There are some responsibilities that come with being the club secretary, and most of them are included in the Lions International Club Constitution and Bylaws. Those are our rules for how we are supposed to do. Your club can do things differently as long as you don't do them against what's in the bylaws. So what I recommend, because my club has done it this way and it makes it really work out well, you follow and adopt the standard club constitution and bylaws as your club's constitution and bylaws. And then you develop policies and practices that determine how we fulfill or make those bylaws. So for example, it says in there that to be a Lion, you have to be invited to join. Well, you don't want to just invite someone to a meeting and have them become a Lion at that meeting without knowing what their commitment is to help you. Do they understand that their dues need to be paid? That there are service projects that we need help with? That occasionally you will be asked to make a financial donation? People need to know these things. So what my club did is we took and created policies and practices that laid out. So for example, if you get an invitation, to become a member after you've attended 2 meetings and helped at a service project, because we want you to know what you're getting into. So these are some of the responsibilities that a secretary has. This is a membership application. One of the most fun things we get to do is put the new members into the system. So you should always have a membership application with you or available to you when you go somewhere, because you never know when you're going to run into someone who might want to be a Lion. You give them the application and then you're able to contact them and get them involved. These color applications are available in different languages and they are free of charge from Lions International. There are several types of membership. We have active, which is regular, which the 2 of you are, okay?
Take a picture and kind of
Got kicked off.
related to.
Well, and I will email this to you too, so it'll be a little
you will?
easier to read.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Okay. So this is reporting a new member. So you fill out you get this membership chair, gives you the completed application that should have all of the information that's needed. Each Lion should always have a unique email address and their actual birth date. The reason that information is needed is that all Lions in the world have access to what we call Lion Portal, which is where all of our information is stored. And in order to access it, you have to have an email address that's only yours, and you have to have your birth date, because that's the security for getting it in there. So once it's been reported, it's recommended that the secretary put all this information on a club's roster, and it should include the information that your club wants to have on there. Most clubs put the member's number, phone number, name, address, and anniversary of when they joined and their birthday, but you always want to make sure that you get the Lions' permission to publish the year of birth on your club roster, because LCI does not publish that other than on your information. So then you have a new member kit needs to be prepared to present at the members induction. And the new member kits are available free of charge from Lions Clubs International. You can also get them from the club secretary, or the cabinet secretary. The membership kit includes a certificate of membership. It includes a certificate for the sponsor to thank them for that. There's a discount coupon for placing an order with the Lions Club store, a little welcome brochure, a Lions Club sticker to put in your car so the whole world knows you're a lion, a pen, it's a pretty good pen, a Lions Club pin, and a membership card. Okay, as I said, associate members are members who are not members of your club, but members of another club, and they want to support your club. This screen just tells you how to set up a associate member. Associate members may be eligible to vote on club matters when they're present, but may not represent the club as a delegate at either a district, multiple district, or international convention. And the associate members are not included in your total membership numbers. Okay. This is how to prepare an agenda for the meetings. Do you want us to go over that, or do you want us to move forward?
Move forward will be
Okay,
fine.
yeah. There's an attendance, it should be taken at the meetings, not to penalize anyone, but just it's a good way to make sure that if you haven't seen a lion in a little bit, somebody remembers to check up on them and find out if they're okay. There's also a 100% attendance award pin that can be given to lions at the end of the year that don't miss any meetings, and it's just one of those little thank you very much for doing that. For helping us, and it's a really small cost. This picture of this pin is last year's pin. We haven't seen this year's pin yet. Certificates of insurance cover all Lions at Lions Clubs events, and they're available. Our insurance is available free of charge from LCI, and most of the time when you have an activity in a public building or even in a private building, the owner of the building will ask for proof of insurance, and that's what this is. Alcohol is not covered by LCI at all. California has a very, very strict and stringent youth policy law that our children are always protected. So the Lions of California adopted a youth protection policy in 2021, and all organizations must practice and enforce this policy to protect our children. Second Vice District Governor in our district is our Youth Protection Officer. And in July of every year, the Second Vice District Governor spends a lot of time going around the clubs to find out who works with youth and who doesn't, and what you need to do. So if you have direct contact with youth, there's a background check that needs to be done and an understanding of the rules. So as you take on a project that involves our children, make sure that your club's youth protection officer, which is usually the president, contacts Second Vice District Governor to get further information and guidance on what exactly needs to be done. And again, that's Lion Mariah sitting over here by the door. Now I'm going to let
Hello.
gonna let Liney Vaughn talk.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the visitations. So sometime during the year, you'll receive an email that the district governor would like to visit your club. So once the visitation date is confirmed, I would be letting you know how many cabinet members will be joining. And typically, it's the governor, the vice governors, your region and zone chairs. And the purpose of the visit is really meant to celebrate your service and share your district's vision and strengthen our connection with one another. There's a protocol that we follow, and it exists for a reason. It keeps the meeting running smoothly and shows respect for the roles and the service of our district leadership. When you have the visitation day, you should have someone to greet the governor and the cabinet members as they come in, and usually that's the club president. And when they are seated, the governor and the club president are always the central figures at the head table, meaning that they have the seats of honor. And this,
Change the screen.
oh yeah. And here's a copy of the seating arrangements. And the top one is the one where you have a straight table, and the bottom is the round tables where we have a lot of our Chinese clubs with the seating arrangements. And actually it's basically the same as the straight table arrangements, just arranged in a circle. So your meeting, again, would typically begin with a call of order, pledge of allegiance, invocation, and a song. And some clubs like to handle the business portion before or after the governor's program. And whichever way you do it, please keep your business part short. The governor's priority is spending quality time with your club and not the cost of the meal. You don't need to set up anything elaborate or special because the governor is there to visit your club. But we do ask that the cost for the cabinet members at these visitations not exceed $40 a person. And if you're meeting in a restaurant, please try to reserve a private room or at least a quieter section of the restaurant. And this helps when the governor is speaking and everyone can hear her speak. That's my portion.
Okay. Lions International has a logo, just like most organizations do. And you can see there's a picture of it in the middle of the screen. We are always asked to respect that logo and use it the way it was designed, not change it. And there are a lot of the older logos running around out there that people are still using, and Lions International would like us to stop using them and to use only the new one for continuity of recognition. Dues. The least favorite thing that anybody ever likes to talk about. So it's usually an issue especially with newer Lions. Dues are an extremely necessary part of our organization to allow us to take opportunities for things like this and not have to pay for them when you get here. It's the responsibility of each club and each Lion to know what the dues structures are, especially when you're recruiting a new member. Lions International dues are $50 a year. $25 is billed on December 31st for January to June, and on June 30th for July through December. Life members and associate members are not included in the number of Lions for LCI dues invoicing because life members pay money up front to not have to pay dues anymore once they're recognized. And as I said earlier, associate members pay dues in their own clubs. Invoices are payable based on the invoice date, not the date you receive the invoice. So that's why one of the reasons why LCI wants to make sure that we have an email address, especially for the officers of the club, because email is how the invoices are delivered. Multiple District 4, which is, remember those 14 districts, the dues are $8 per year, $18 per year, $9 every 6 months. Those are billed on February 1st for January through June, and August 1st for July through December. Those are also due upon receipt. Associate members are again not included, but life members are at the local level. Then the district has dues, and those dues are $14.40 per year per lion, and that includes $7.20 every 6 months for MD4, and that's wrong. Well, the $14.40 includes, I apologize for not having that correctly in there. Okay. There is 60 cents for the website and $6 for the convention?
It's 6 or 7.
$6 for the convention. So that covers that. And then each individual club can add their own dues to cover their expenses. Some clubs will invoice to include the meals ahead of time. More and more clubs are getting away from that because attendance, people aren't able to attend as many meetings as they used to. And, so some club, Yvonne is saying that her club makes you pay for 6 meals. And then if you come to the other meals, you have to pay when you get there. So there's different ways. Every club is different. How does your club? You don't have meals.
We don't have meals. We're $125 upfront for the year.
Yeah. And what that does too is those charges and cover costs of mailing, making copies of agendas for meetings, just the miscellaneous stuff. Now, good standing is what you always want yourself and your club to be, which means all of your financial obligations are made. The obligations to international may include any club supplies for which you are invoiced, and your obligations to our district might include money for miscellaneous activities. So for example, we have a student speakers contest every year, and there's a $100 contribution made to the district to cover those expenses for the clubs that participate. And if we have a district activity like our installation dinner where we sold program ads in that, you have to make sure that you've paid for those if you get them. So the obligation includes those, not just your dues. District communication. At least monthly, your region and zones chairs should be checking in with your club president and secretary, and at least once a quarter you should see them at a meeting or at an activity. As needed, we send an email out to every lion in the district who has an email address that's got announcements, like the announcement for this activity. Every Sunday night at 5 o'clock, we publish what's called the thread. That's a weekly listing of all of the activities in the district that the district knows about, and some informational stuff for you too. Sunshine information is taken care of by Lion Yvonne, and her email is there. And Sunshine is one of those names that it always kind of makes me scratch my head a little bit, because you're saying that someone has passed away or that they're sick, and the Sunshine is a card that's going to be sent that hopefully will make them smile when they see it. We also send out emails from the cabinet secretary and/or executive director letting presidents and secretaries know about specific filing requirements, like when the club officers for next year are due, or there'll be an email going out the first week in December reminding everybody that dues invoices will be done at the end of December. So please make sure that your club numbers and rosters are current, because if they're on the roster on the 31st, your club has to pay for them whether they're still a lion or not. And then emails requesting information to schedule the district governor's visitation come from, this year from our executive director, and that's part of the way that we communicate. This is what the thread looks like at the top of it when it comes out. We try to make it a little bit eye-catching, so when your email comes, you know what it is. We really would like all the clubs to start sending us information in the form of a flyer about what they're doing, and particularly if they're doing something where they would like other Lions in the district to come and participate, to help serve, to come to your club's installation dinner, whatever. We want to share that information with each other. It needs to be we prefer a PDF, and it needs to have the club's name on it, the date and the time and all that kind of important stuff. But please note that it really should have the correct Lions logo on it. If it has one of the old logos, we'll send it back and ask you to change it. We will acknowledge that we got it, so if you don't get an acknowledgement that we received your flyer, please send us another one or give me a call. Every year, the district publishes what we call a directory. And what it is this little book here, I have one here, that has all the club presidents in it, secretaries, all of those people. It's got the district bylaws, it's got dues information, how to contact some of the other districts, governors, and those people. And we ask that this is published once a year. And clubs change, people change. You change your email, you change your phone number. Your secretary retires and moves to paradise, and so you need to replace them. We need to know who that is. So you let us know by emailing lionsforservice@gmail.com. We try to use the same email address for all of that information so that you always know where to send it. And then every week in the thread, if there's an update to it, it's got a directory update link for you to click on.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, it's all the way at the bottom. Lions International recognizes clubs at the end of the year with what they call Club Excellence. Things like positive membership, participation, making a donation to Lions Clubs International. This is the first year that Lions Clubs International is actually doing the tracking of this information. In the past, we had to track it ourselves and apply for it. It's a little tough to see, but basically what they're saying is they want you to have a minimum of 2 or 20% new members, whichever is greater. It doesn't include anyone who transfers though, reinstated or charter. It also, if you sponsor a new club, if you do 4 community service projects that are linked to what LCI is calling weeks of service this year, then that gives you credit for it. And also attending a training makes your club eligible. And then each club has to make a minimum club donation of $20 per member to Lions Clubs International. Are you familiar with Lions Clubs International?
Not actually.
That is our foundation. That is the arm of Lionism that does the fundraising for the money to be spent all over the world when there's a disaster. So, for example, there was just recently a terrible typhoon in the Philippines, and money was sent from Lions Clubs International Foundation to them immediately when that was going on, so that the district governors in the Philippines had money to work with right away. And that happens every time there's a disaster. It's a wonderful program, and it is what we like to refer to as our foundation, because we are Lions and it is Lions Clubs International. There also are several other Lions Clubs endorsed projects that we support with financial donations. There is the Lions Eye Foundation, which is a favorite of the 3 of us sitting here in this room. It's one that just gives wonderful medical eye stuff, wonderful medical eye. The clubs tend to take care of the eyeglasses and basic stuff, but the Lions Eye Foundation takes care of the stuff where you need a surgery or a medical doctor. So it's wonderful if your club is a club member of the Lions Eye Foundation, because that helps. We have Lions in Sight, which is where we recycle all of our used eyeglasses. So once a year, the district has a collection where all of the glasses that your club collects get brought to the collection and they get turned into Lions in Sight. Then they have 3 or 4 different programs for sorting those glasses, and then they go out all over the world to people for whom that we are giving vision to. So giving the gift of sight as a lion is pretty cool. There is also Canine Companions, which is a not guide dogs for the blind, but service dog kind of thing for people. There is also a new program that's in the works for PTSD for veterans animals. And that hasn't come to us yet, but I heard that it is.
It's launching today.
Is it? Yeah. So with lions?
Yeah, with Canine Companions,
Oh,
it's,
through canine.
through Canine Companions, and it's Canine Companion for Veteran Affairs.
Yeah. So we have some, we as Lions, we do some pretty cool stuff. Oh, let me get back up here. Okay, now, the next section of this training is how to use the portal. Is that something that you guys would like to see?
Yeah, how to use the portal, right?
Yeah, well, just, okay, let's just get there. Okay, so when you go, this is where you sign up for it. And as I said, you have to have a unique email address. And then once you sign on, you have a password. Okay, close the PowerPoint.
With some of this information after this meeting, would you be emailing us some information? So,
Yes, yeah. I'm trying to figure out why.
While Denise is logging onto the portal, I'll let you know, even as a vice governor, my favorite tool for finding information through Lions is Google.
Okay.
You type Lions International, comma, whatever you're looking for, it'll be the first thing on the Google search.
And you can even do LCI.
Yeah, you can also do LCI.
Because this is the portal, the Lions website itself, which is a different thing. It has a search feature on it,
That's awesome.
but if you don't know the exact wording,
Then
you can't find anything. But if you
Yeah.
go in, and I go in all the time and I
Yeah.
Google LCI member app, and it takes me directly
Yeah.
to where the membership application is on
Yeah.
the thing.
Well, and like with the portal, if you search on the Lions website for the portal, most people automatically think Lions with an S portal. And somehow it was named Lion Portal. So there's little things like that. But Google is great at understanding what you're doing.
Okay, so you get, when you first get in there, it says welcome to you, and then it gives you all these different categories. So you have my membership, which is basically gonna tell you, I believe, all about you. I don't get it. But it's gonna be me, if it ever gets there, okay. So it shows that I am a member of the Daly City Host Lions Club. It's got my member number, my email address, my phone number. And then it's got, it's got my personal details, which I can go in and change, you cannot. Okay? So that's me. Now, I also, one of the things I hate about this thing is you have to go in and out. So when you are in there and you want to see what your club is doing, primarily for you, what you will be doing is reporting your service activities. And what that means is, if you do service as a lion, you can report it here on the portal, and then your club secretary or service chair can go in and say, yes, this was approved by the club. If you are the chair of a service event for your club, you can also go in and put that in, and then the club will then, then the secretary or the service person can confirm it. I don't know why it's so slow. Okay. So it's really very simple to do this. You can see that there's a whole bunch of service projects and whatnot that my club has done. Not as many as we should, but there's quite a few. But let's create a service activity. So you hit the create, and I don't know how well you can see that, but it asks you to check your club name.
Even if all you have access to is your club, it'll still ask you to check it.
So you want to give it a title. So we're going to call this Lion Secretary Training. Okay. And then it's going to ask you for what type of service it is. So is it a donation, fundraiser, meeting, service project? This is a meeting.
Trainings are always meetings.
We should be having you do this.
I got you.
So here you have, it's going to pop up and it's going to give you some stuff to fill in. Okay, so you have to hit this little pencil over here to actually put anything in, which I don't know why it's doing that, but it does. Okay, so your start date is going to be the day of the project, which is today, and your end date is when it ends, so that's today also. The cause, as you know, LCI has different causes. We have vision, diabetes, pediatric cancer, hunger, a whole bunch of them. So it's going to, if it's a specific cause, it's going to give you a drop-down list. It won't do that for a meeting because it knows that there aren't specific global cause meetings. So basically we're going to say club secretary I'm sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. Okay, and then total number of volunteer hours. This is a project that I'm going to put, I'm reporting this for myself for the club. And I'm going to say it's a total of 4 hours because of the time that I put in to prepare for this and the time being here. The number of people participating, these are the people from my club.
For a training, it's everyone in the room.
All right, so it's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and how much money did I spend? Nothing. So, and we're all Lions, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. And so then you go down the bottom and you hit save. And then you go up to the top and you see where there's certain circle. You say your report is complete.
You did the other.
Okay, and that shows that your report is complete. And then what happens next is your club secretary or service chair will go in and hit report to LCI. And there, voila, it's done. And it tells you it's reported. It's a little bit more complicated when you are doing a project or there's money to spend, but basically you just fill in the boxes.
The nice part about it too is if you miss a step that they're required to put, it'll tell you.
Bright red.
And it will come up in red and circle the whole area in red.
Yeah.
Before you can go to the next
Yeah.
page.
Yeah.
So.
Denise, can we show them one thing? Especially with these new clubs. If we can,
Hang on one second.
yep.
Okay. Wait,
If
what?
we come out and say yes to this LCI report. A new feature that's just been updated is this little guy down here.
Mhm.
It's an accessibility key and it helps in how you read. So you can change the language on the screen to any language where that we have information in, as well as,
See, just for the hell of it, see how many different, you can see
Yeah.
that there's a whole bunch of languages.
Mm.
You just hit English again, Denise.
Okay.
The other thing that I really like is I'm very open about the fact that I have dyslexia, and so now we actually have screen reads and areas of dyslexia friendly fonts. So we're really trying to be inclusive of everyone. But I suggest now that this has been updated and we worked really hard with the Lions accessibility group here in California and in international, go in and play with it. Because it's one of my favorite features, especially like the hidden images. If you're someone who does a lot on your phone or on an iPad, you might want to hide your images. And that means that it'll just be text. So there's not a lot of swiping and up and down and all of that. It's really nice. So you can change how big the font is now. And anything, and now you can also, if you're someone who needs to see, oh, is that a link? Is it clickable? Is it not clickable? You can highlight links, which Denise's are, and they'll come up in blue. So she could click on that and it would take her to her club page. So I always say, get in there and play. You can't mess up the portal.
Oh. Okay.
The worst you can do is put the wrong information in and then have to go in and fix it.
Yeah.
So what happens is, as the cabinet secretary, I check this almost every day to see if people have changed things. And occasionally what happens is someone will put in their new email address and they'll go to type in .com and forget to put the O or forget the M. So it pops up kind of blatantly for me when I look at it. Or they put their phone number in there and they leave a digit off. So what I try to do when I see those things is to call you up and say, can I fix this for you? Because that way it keeps things accurate. And as far as your service activities go, if there's something wrong, your service chair or the secretary will spot it right away. But it's really important that we all do this ourselves.
Yes.
And not depend on our service chair, because really when you think about it, one of the reasons they put this portal together was to make it so that we weren't duplicating quite so much. Because when I first joined Lions, there was no computer reporting. Everything was done on a 3-part NCR report. And then not only that, but any reporting that had to be done to the district was being done on a different form. So you were doing twice.
Wow.
Then they went to something that they call, I forget what they called, but they ended up with something called MyLCI,
Oh, yeah.
where you could go in and you could the secretary could put everything in there. It was wonderful. You could pull reports, you could do all kinds of stuff. But the problem was that as an individual Lion, if you were responsible for a project or you were attending something like this training, because, oh, by the way, you can go into the portal when you get in there and put this training in for yourself too, to give your club credit for being here. There's people out there that think that it's easier to give you a form for you to fill out all this information on, to give to your service chair, for them to put it in. When if you just go to the portal, you put it in there, it's done, and nobody has to touch it again. So I would absolutely encourage you that no matter what anybody says, this form is easy. Yeah, its form is easy, but let's put it in where it belongs from the get-go.
The other really nice thing about it is, let's say Lion, Denise and I did a service project together. We're in 2 different clubs, but I know that Lion Denise does things pretty quickly, and I had forgotten what did we say about hours or something? You can go to their club page and click on their service activity and you can see, oh, there's that service project we did together. Let me see what they put in so that I know what to put in. And because sometimes you get it where you're doing so much together as not with other clubs, and not everyone is as comfortable with reporting. And it's really okay to say that. And in the description, I always mention every club that was there. Along with our club, we also had members from San Francisco Chinatown, Daly City Host, Bear Island, whatever.
So So
have we
when,
completely confused you?
yeah.
And the only reason, I'll be honest, the only reason I know so much about the portal is I was part of the test team. I was our district tester. And so I've had, about 2 years longer on the portal?
And about, let's see, there's 1,830 people in the district, so I think you've had about 4,000 phone calls trying to get help.
Yeah. And I'm happy to answer any calls, so.
Okay.
Oh, you like your phone number?
Yes, absolutely, it's all over the place.
Okay.
Don't hide it now. The other thing that they did open up that's easier is the upload image. So when you're doing a service project and you've taken photos at the project, it used to be you had to go through this like 7-tier process. Now it's a drop and click. So if you have them easily accessible, you can grab them all and just drop them in. And it used to be you could only load 4, and now you can load up to 400 photos on every project. And and when you send those to LCI, they have an AI person or an AI thing that looks at all of these reports, and if there's photos, it grabs to see if there's any lions wearing Lions gear in the photo, because then they send them to their marketing team and their magazine team to say, are these photos and projects that you're looking at highlighting? So
For
photos are
advertising?
good, yeah.
For advertising kind of?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we really have to get very used to this part of it, huh?
And I
Yes.
really say go on and play. You really can't mess it up. Because even if you made a change to your name, any of that, before it saves, it asks you, do you want to save it?
Yeah.
So,
So for us just to go in there and mess it, and then just say cancel. Don't
yeah.
save.
And the other thing is, even if you're practicing doing a service report, even if you've clicked the magic report complete button, like we did down here, it'll pop up when we go to the next screen again. But even if that's there, you can go in as the maker of this or as the club secretary, and you can edit it, copy it. If it's like a signature project, like Denise's club has an annual pasta bingo. She could go on to last year's pasta bingo and say copy and change the date for this year. The Miss Teen, you can do that. Or you could say, oops, that project was already in there 4 times, let me delete it. And so then, because you only delete for that year project once, right? But what if you as club secretary, the person in charge of the project, the club president, and the service chair all said, oh, I'm going to put this in and you go, oh, they're all there. We can delete them. We can delete the duplicates easily.
Okay.
Leave the one that has the most activity on it.
Yeah.
Oh, but I understand what that part is when I get to that.
We'll get there. You'll get there.
No, so the thing is, you know, as you're doing these things and you start going in and you start playing with it, please feel free to call me, Yvonne, Mariah, and we will be happy to walk you through it. And one of the things that's kind of nice is that my position as cabinet secretary gives me access to the stuff in your club too. So I can help you fix things if you're not quite sure how to do it, and show you how to, or walk you through it by being on the same screen that you are.
So each function we have in our district, we have to report it, right? Each function.
You
Like
should,
a
yeah,
party.
yeah,
Like a party, yeah.
yeah. If you,
Like a function, it's like a dinner,
yeah, and what you do is you call it a meeting, you know, and you don't have to, when it says, what
That's
was
you.
it about?
That's me.
Yeah. Well, what is it about? Then you just put a meeting, even, and I'm a great believer in the importance of fellowship in Lionism. We are a service organization. We spend a lot of time servicing and the community and making people feel good and the rest of it. We need to do that for ourselves sometimes too. So you need to remember to have fellowship and to get to know your fellow Lions. No one says you have to become best friends with everybody in your club, Nobody says you and your partner has to go to dinner with them and their partner. But it's really important that we know each other so that we know when we need help with something, who we can talk to and who we can ask.
Mm-hmm. And it's also nice to, especially with the portal, it'll give you a list of every club in the district and how to get in touch with their president and secretary. That information is always open to everyone. Under my district.
Yeah. So you go to clubs and officers, I believe. Explore clubs.
Or that book you show us.
Yes. Or the directory.
And sometimes there's layers like I just did, you have to drill down or click down to get them. But here you can see, here's Bear Island. Let's see what Silicon Valley Global has. They have Elite Arts Branch Club. They have just the regular club. They have a Fashion Club branch club. They have a Forest Lake branch club, a Premier branch club. So there's quite a few. I mean, you know, and then you can also click on that. I don't know for branch clubs it does this, but
It does whatever's put in.
it tells you about that club
Yeah.
and who the members are of that particular branch club.
Yes.
Okay, so you can get, and if
That
you're
was done
looking to
right.
get hold of Sue Wang, you click on her name and her phone number pops up for you or her email. The only thing that we ask, and this is something that used to be on the website that's not there anymore, is please remember that this information is not intended to be used for your business. If you have an opportunity to meet someone and you are talking about your business and they say, oh, I'd like to know more about that, please feel free. But please do not go in to the Lions website or into the district directory and pull information and solicit people. All that's gonna do is make people mad at you.
Of course.
It's true.
Yeah. So, any further questions, anything else you'd like to see while we're in there?
No, I think that's good enough for us to digest for a while.
So, the other thing, as you're learning more about the organization, through the portal, you can get to the digital learning library for international. And there are,
That is in the association, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And that is, there's so many classes, but they're all at your pace. It's a slideshow. You can read, they give you a lot of information, but it's just nice to know, like if someone says, oh,
Under learn.
it's really nice that you've done this, but would you think of being treasurer? You might want to go on and take the treasurer class first so that you know what would be expected of you.
Yeah. So here you have, it'll tell you what you've already taken, you know, online learning and managing your training. So just go in there and touch everything.
Yeah.
You go into reports and insights, and you can get all kinds of information about things that look pretty, like, you know, here's the global dashboard. Come on up. It's all pretty colors and information, and it's like, gee, that's kind of nice. But for the people who use that kind of information for marketing and whatnot, it's there and it's live. So this particular one is what, every 15 minutes or so this stuff is updated? Whereas the stuff that's in the portal that the club goes and looked at, it's done overnight.
Yeah, they say 12 to 24 hours.
Yeah. So, you know, but there's all kinds of things that our governor uses this report all the time.
I'm pretty sure it's her home screen on her phone.
This gives you all of the membership in the world.
Yeah.
And our governor is determined to get more Lions and to make things you know, for all of us, give us more lions.
Our governor, are you talking about Cindy?
Yes.
So here, remember we were talking earlier about the US and affiliates, that's us. And then it brings up all of the districts, and we're multiple District 4. And it tells you in here, how many lions we have, and then you can click on 4C4 and find out how many we have. Where'd it go? Where's the little, yeah, so you can see, we have 60 clubs. So this is where I got that information that was on that first screen. How many clubs and whatnot. And you can find that out for all the clubs in the world.
Mhm.
But she likes that one.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot of information in there, so
Yeah.
just as Mariah said, just please go in and play with it.
Okay.
And you can also go to the store and buy stuff.
Yeah, Christmas coming up.
That's
so-
right, you might wanna buy yourself a nice shirt that says Lions on it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, apparel. There are shirts and hats and beanies and club vests and all kinds of things.
Okay.
You know, so they're just go play. I encourage you to go play.
And
Okay?
most of their apparel is true to their measurement,
Yeah,
like to the millimeter.
yeah.
Who made this? Is it made in USA or is it?
It's all over.
It's all over.
It's all over.
Yeah. Depends on
Because
what it is.
remember, there are lions all over the world.
It's true. So the language thing, this is all in English. Let's say I have.
If,
You can
It
change
doesn't
it.
You
change
can
it.
change it.
So all this will change into
yeah,
Chinese?
everything will change.
Oh, show where to do.
The reporting part, after you report everything in Chinese?
It'll
if-
show us in English.
Oh, you show, okay.
It'll
Oh.
automatically translate. But when you're in the portal, if you go into any of these accounts, once you log in, the whole website will change for your language setting,
Okay.
automatically.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I'm on there so often that it doesn't show me anymore. You can't change the language until you log in.
Yeah, you gotta go back
Oh,
to
I
the
see.
page.
No, it's right there. On the upper right hand, okay. On the shop,
Here, you can change the language.
Oh, over here.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
and the shop and the main website aren't in as many languages yet, but we're getting there.
Okay.
But they have the 15 dominant languages of the world.
The shopping part is all Lions stuff only, right?
See, here you go.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
that is, can be in Chinese too. Everything, right? The reporting part, the
Everything.
party
Everything,
can be in
yep,
Chinese
everything.
too, okay.
Yep. James is like, okay, it needs to go back.
I don't wanna translate, I wanna change it.
So you hit English right there.
No offense, but I can't read Chinese.
Yeah,
There
so
we go.
to change the language is on that upper right-hand corner, right there.
Where it says Ian.
Yeah.
That means it's set up right now for English. So, if you don't have any more questions, I wanna thank you very much for coming. We've got your email addresses on our
Yes.
sheet, and I will email you the PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, the PowerPoint and, yeah.
Thank you.
thank
And the links to get into all of these things we did are there.
Oh my